is a very special day today. So today I'm gonna take you on a tour of my very small scale garden, tiny garden, whatever you want to call it. This is my first ever garden tour and I am super excited to show you guys what I'm growing in such a small space. So it is May 5th, the beginning of May, and the garden has changed so much since I recently planted it. Check out this video right here if you want to see me planting the raised beds, but it has changed so much. So I've got my tea, I've got my ice water. It's not too hot out, it's early morning, everything is nice and fresh. It is just a beautiful morning. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is my herb garden. I have herbs here, and then I have a few other things in this planter. Up top I have petunias. I have some basil, thyme, lemon balm. I've got strawberries over here on this side. I have some jalapeno peppers at the top. I've got a bunch of good stuff. All the goodies are here. I do have a video over how I planted these Dollar Tree stackables, so make sure that you look out for that video. This is the best investment, and it's not even an investment. This cost me about $12, and look how much you can grow. So I think this little idea is perfect for, you know, someone who lives in an apartment or has a very small space, or maybe indoors you could do something like this. So love this little spot in my garden. It is so cute. All right, so let's move along and we're gonna come around to the other side of this patio. Okay, so this little area is just right across from the herb gardening area, and here I call it my gardening office. I do a lot of seed starting here and planting here, and it's one of my favorite little spots. Here I have some carrots that I need to harvest. I've got some extra tomatoes, some extra soil, and up top I have a container. This is filled with what is in here? Jalapeno peppers. I love my peppers. And then I have some beans that I've recently sowed, so those should be popping up soon. Our little harvesting basket, seedlings that are popping up in here. I believe I have cucumbers, and this is okra. My favorite water bottle, have to have some water on hand. Down here I just keep my tools and things like that. Up top we have some red Russian kale, and down below we have some dino kale. Now at this point I'm just using this as a trap crop. Yeah, they seem to be loving it and they're staying off of my tomato plants, so I'm happy to, you know, sacrifice one plant. Here we have some potted tomatoes. Now these are cherry tomatoes. This is my first year growing these, and the variety, this tomato is a sun sugar. So here we have a sun sugar. It has put on plenty of blooms, so we should be getting tomatoes very soon. Yeah, we have a couple on here, but we should be getting a lot blooming in the next 2 weeks. And right behind it we have a sun gold tomato. I am so excited for the sun gold tomato. I've heard a lot of great things about this cherry tomato. They're saying it's the best. We'll have to see. I look forward to doing like a cherry tasting tomato test to see which one I like the most. So here we have a sun gold. These are doing really well. Same thing, this one has plenty of blooms on it. A few tomatoes, but not many just yet. So we are gonna head over to the other side of the garden where I have my raised beds, and we're gonna check out how they're doing. Let's go. Here we have the opposite side of my garden, and here I have two raised beds. I have my son's raised bed, and then I have my raised bed tucked in the back. So we'll go ahead and go through what I've planted in his raised bed, and then we'll check out my raised bed. In his raised bed, I decided to do a cherry tomato also. This is a Juliet tomato, and it is doing so good. It has already put on several tomatoes. It's prolific. I will probably always grow this in the garden from now on. It's a cherry, did I mention? Okay, so in here, I've got 2 jalapeno peppers. We've got some purple basil off to this side. We've got regular basil off to this side. Down here, we have a micro tomato. I have a few different types of dwarf variety sunflowers. I have some marigolds and some zinnias. Recently, I just planted some beans in his garden because I had some extra space, so why not just throw in some things where you can. I also threw in some chives, and that wraps it up for his little garden bed. It's a lot packed in here, and this is only May 5th, so imagine this in like August. It's gonna be wild. So it looks beautiful. I am so happy with how it's turning out. We're gonna go ahead and check out my raised bed and see how things are going. Wow. Okay, so this is my raised bed, and it is looking, oh, I just stuck my finger in a spider web. Things are going so good in here. So mine is a little similar to the smaller one. Over here, I have a sun sugar tomato. I have a sun gold tomato on the opposite side. Same thing, these are putting on tons of blooms. We'll have tomatoes soon. Here in the middle on this trellis that I made a couple years ago, I have a bunch of cucumbers. I have 6 cucumber plants, and then I have two jalapeno plants on either side of that. And then in here, tucked in here, I have some basil and some marigolds, and I also tucked in a couple of beans and a couple of zinnias and some sunflowers, just to bring a little bit of color and a little bit of beauty to this area, because it's so green over here right now. But I just can't believe how beautiful this is turning out. So let's head over to this little area. Let me show you what we have. So if you know, you know, I love my okra. So I have a couple varieties growing. Some Louisiana okra. Over here I have some burgundy okra. It should be popping up soon. And then last, some Clemson spineless. So that's already popped up. I just recently sowed these, so these will get super tall. And I'm excited to eat some okra this summer. So right up above me, I do have 2 hanging baskets. I have one here, and then I have one right over here. I just ordered these flowers off of Proven Winners, and I'm so excited to see how these do. This area does get full sun all day, as well as these two raised beds, they get full sun all day. But in these baskets I have Super Tunia bubblegum, Jazzberry, and I also have Picasso. So those are the three varieties that I am testing out. I've heard great things about them, so we will just see as the season progresses how they do. I just planted these up yesterday and they're already looking so much better than what they did yesterday. So we'll head over to the last area of my garden. I'll show you what's growing. Let's go. All right, so this is the last area of my garden. This is a tomato plant in a large grow bag. I actually have two tomato plants in here, two Juliet tomatoes. They are doing wonderful. I already have fruit on this plant, so that makes me so happy. I will always grow the Juliet tomato from now on. And then over here I have some corn that I'm trying to grow. It's doing well, so we'll see as the season progresses how these do, but as of now they're doing really good. All right, Royals, so that wraps up this garden tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it is inspiring and that you get out in your small garden, on your patio, wherever you have the space, and you decide to grow something. It doesn't matter where you grow. Just throw some seeds in the ground. See what it does. You know, you never know. You might fall in love with it. But this is my small scale garden. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will keep you guys updated on how things are growing throughout the season. So if you want to learn how to garden, make sure that you check out my new ebook. It is available. I will have it linked below. It is filled with everything that I wish I knew when I started gardening, all packed in one place, so you can get the knowledge that you need to have a successful garden. So make sure you check that out, and yes, happy gardening. I will see you in my next video. Bye, Royals.